Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning back in to I Have a Point for That. This is Dr. Jordan Edders again. Thank you for tuning in, for subscribing and liking, sharing. I really appreciate your comments and questions. Thank you so much for interacting with me. I really appreciate that. And I want to talk to you all today about herbal formulas because a lot of the time we think of herbs as in a singular, we think of herbs in the singular format, but in Chinese medicine we talk about we talk about herbs in the plural. We put herbs together in a formula. We like to use more than one herb in a formula because herbs work better together. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the four parts of the herbs, of the formula. Most formulas do have four parts, and some formulas don't need it. So I'll kind of go into why. So let's start. I'm going to be coming out of the Formulas and Strategies second edition. It is a thick book. It is about 900 pages of information. And I'll also be coming from the Materia Medica. It is the Chinese herbal medicine, Materia Medica, third edition. It's another thick book. Um, as you can see, Sadie, my very friendly dog, decided to a few years ago decided that she wanted to see how this Chinese medicine tasted, and she definitely blessed this book, and I appreciate her for not eating the whole thing. So we have a hierarchy, we have levels to these herbs. Okay, first things first. I have my notes here. I also have my notes on my computer. So I might be looking down and around and, different places. Okay. I want to, again, keep us on track. Anyway, so we have four parts. Let's just get right to it. We have four parts to these herbs. Okay. So we have the chief, the deputy, the assistant, and the envoy. And I just wanted to, line those out for you right now. I will go, let's dive deep. So let's think about these herbs in the term, let's think about these roles in the term of people. So, or people that have a certain position, or, a certain position maybe in government or in a certain organization, right? We're always going to have a chief, or we have a king, we have the president, the principal, and then we have the deputy. The deputy is also going to have a higher ranking role. It's going to assist, or be the associate, not really assist, but be the associate to, or aid to the chief. And then we have the assistants, or the assistant. The assistant is going to be there to help with both the chief and the deputy. And we have the envoy, or the messenger, or the how this book puts it, the guide, the conductant. I like those words. And it's going to be there to harmonize and smooth out all the activities that are going on with the chief, the deputy, and the assistants. Okay, so let's pull up some more stuff here. So the chief herb, the main herb in the formula, it is going to be the herb that has the highest, the highest amount, have the highest amount of grams in the formula. It is going to be directed at the main condition. It is there to work on that chief complaint, the main thing that the patient is coming in. When we say complaining, we're saying like this is what they're saying is going wrong. Okay, the main thing that's happening to them. Okay, so let me back up just a little bit. In our Chinese herbal formulas, we use more than one herb in a formula because, like I said, herbs work better together. You will rarely see us prescribe just one herb to a patient. And the reason that is so is because each herb has different properties that it has. And sometimes it can work really good by itself, but it works excellent when it has other herbs with it to enhance those properties and also um, dial back anything that could kind of negate or work against the person's body if they use it in a long term. um, I'll go over an herb that you might be familiar with later towards the end to kind of tie that in. But anyway, the chief herb has the main function. It is used to treat the main symptom. It is the main ingredient. It has the highest dose. The deputy herb, it has two main functions in the formula. It is going to work with, it's going to help us, the chief herb. So it's going to work on that main condition, and it's also going to work on a secondary or a coexisting condition or the root, what's causing this situation to happen. So it's going to work on that. Then we have the assistant. The assistant is going to assist both the chief and the deputy herbs. It is also going to counteract anything that is not, it's going to kind of, so it offsets any of the negative parts of the herb formula. Some herbs have what we would say they have some toxicity. Now, that's not saying that they're poisons or anything like that, but some herbs, when we use them by themselves, we don't want to use, like I said, there's an herb that I want to talk about specifically that we don't want to use by itself in large amounts. It needs helpers. It needs helpers to make sure that it is going to go into the body the right way and it's going to come out the body the right way. And it's not going to cause like constipation, diarrhea, upset stomach. So things like that. So that's when we say like toxicity. We don't want the patient to experience, those gastrointestinal things that could come up if we just give a patient just one herb and they take it over time. So we have an envoy herb. We have envoy herbs, and they act as the harmonizer. They act as the guide that guides the rest of the formula into the right areas of the body, works on the specific organs that need to be addressed, or the specific condition that needs to be addressed. And it helps, it just helps bring everything together and solidify it. And it's going to be the one that's going to be the least in amount in the formula. So I'll kind of go over this from the book here. So, like I said, the chief is directed against and has the greatest effect on the principal pattern or disease. And it is the most important herb, period. It's most important. So whenever you read an herbal formula, especially those of you that are in school right now studying this stuff, when you read an herbal formula, you'll see the chief ingredient first, and then you're going to see the envoy last. The chief ingredient, when you see the first ingredient, you're going to say, okay, this is the ingredient that's the greatest amount. And the last ingredient in that formula is going to be the one that's in the least amount. Okay, so it's from top to bottom. The deputy is also known as the associate or the minister. I already told y'all that, so I'm just going over that. The assistant, it has 3 different functions. So it assists the deputy and the chief, and then it also works on other patterns or less important parts of that particular condition that maybe the chief and the deputy are not really, checking for right now, but the assistant is gonna work on a whole nother aspect of this condition to help everything work together. That is why putting herbs in a formula is the most efficient and effective way to treat a particular condition. And then, like I told y'all, the envoy is is it's the director, it's the guide, it's the messenger. It conveys the information that this formula is trying to. It puts everything together. It takes it to the next level. So now it's time to go over that particular herb that I was talking about. It's called mawang or ephedra. A lot of you may have heard about this. I would say for sure. I remember like in the the 90s, people were taking a lot of those fat burning supplements, and it had ephedra in it, and it people were taking them in excess, and it was causing like heart conditions, cardiovascular issues, heart attacks, and people were passing out and stuff, and all that. Well, the reason that was happening is because let's tell you. So let me educate y'all a little bit on this mawang or ephedra. Okay, so it is in the category. We have categories, right? So it's in the category of herbs that release the exterior. So I'll go deeper. It is in the section of warm herbs that release the exterior. And these herbs are used for exterior disorders, meaning like cold issues where you get cold, you get flu, and you have a mild fever or something like that. And you have chills, and you even have like headache and body pain, neck pains, and you're not thirsty and you're not sweating yet. Well, what it can do is it induces sweating, it releases the exterior. So it releases the chills, the fever, the headache, the absence of sweating, and it helps induce sweating. It helps open up the pores and to help the body vent the pathogen that has been taken on. Then it's also used for people who have like if there's some the coughing that comes with that, the wheezing, the asthma type symptoms and things like that. And it helps calm all of that down because we're helping the body sweat now, helping the body expel things. And then, so we're venting the body, we're, taking the body temperature down because now the body is sweating. So we're venting the heat that's in the body. And it calms the wheezing and it stops cough. And it also promotes urination and reduces edema. So some people some people start to hold on to water and they get a little swelling and things like that as well with some of these conditions. And also it helps like if there's like some chest congestion and things like that, that's, accumulation, water, phlegm accumulation. So it kind of helps release all of that and push all that stuff out through urination. So the issue is that when used in large amounts, it can be toxic. So if you use it in amounts of 30 to 45 grams, we're not supposed to be doing that, because what will happen is it will induce palpitations, it'll cause insomnia, restlessness, chest pain. It could cause elevated temperature and tremors and extreme overdoses. It can cause blurred vision and dilated pupils, coma, dyspnea, dysuria, convulsions, respiratory arrest, where you stop breathing, cardiac failure, bradycardia, and ventricular fibrillation. So it can cause arrhythmias as well. So this is not something we just want to play around with. And that is why people were having issues with ephedra, because they were taking it in excess amounts, and it wasn't a dangerous herb when it was used the right way. It was dangerous because people decided to use it recklessly to lose weight, and that's not that's not what it's supposed to be used for. It is supposed to be used to help people with lung conditions that have been caused by cold. Okay, cold that has gotten into the body and has caused congestion, and it's causing fever, chills, and all of this, aches and pains, neck pain, back pain, stuff like that. So it's not supposed to be used to lose weight. Okay. Um, it also stimulates the bladder. So it's gonna cause you to, like we said, it causes you to urinate. So if that person that had this issue has problems urinating, you can give this herb to this person in a formula and help them get through whatever is happening to them at that time. So that is why herbs have to be used in the appropriate way, in an appropriate setting. You need to speak with a licensed um, healthcare provider, somebody who has gone to school for herbal medicine, Chinese medicine, and that can direct you on the best course of action. That is why traditional Chinese medicine formulas work the way they do. That is why we have um, multiple herbs in a formula, because we need to make sure that these work. They work, and they work like a symphony. They play different parts, and they harmonize when they're together. They work better together. So thank you for joining me. I hope that you got the information you needed from me for this particular subject. I want to go more in depth one day with you all. But yeah, so if thank you. If this message resonates with you, please like, share, and subscribe my message. And I thank you so much. So have a great and wonderful day.